Novaya Zemlya is an archipelago in the Arctic Ocean that lies north of Russia's mainland. It consists of two main islands, Severny, northern, and Yuzhny, southern, separated by the Matochkin Strait. The region is characterized by its rugged terrain, harsh weather conditions, and extreme isolation. Despite these challenges, the Soviet Union saw the islands as an ideal location for nuclear testing due to their remote location and vast open spaces. The first nuclear test on Novaya Zemlya took place on September 30, 1955, at the Semipalatinsk test site. The test was a success, and the Soviet Union began planning more nuclear tests on the islands. Over the next 3 decades, the Soviet military conducted over 130 nuclear tests on the islands, making it one of the most heavily irradiated places on Earth. The nuclear tests on Novaya Zemlya were part of the Soviet Union's nuclear weapons program, which aimed to develop a nuclear arsenal that could rival that of the United States. The tests were conducted in both atmospheric and underground settings and involved a range of nuclear devices, from small tactical weapons to massive hydrogen bombs. The nuclear testing on Novaya Zemlya had a devastating impact on the local environment and the people who lived in the region. The radiation released by the tests contaminated the soil, water, and air, making the islands uninhabitable for years to come. The local wildlife was also affected, with many species suffering from high rates of cancer and other radiation-related illnesses. Despite the dangers posed by the nuclear testing, the Soviet Union continued to conduct tests on Novaya Zemlya for decades. It wasn't until the early 1990s, following the collapse of the Soviet Union, that the Russian government finally ceased nuclear testing on the islands. However, the legacy of the nuclear testing still lingers on, with the local environment and wildlife continuing to be affected by the radiation released during the tests. In recent years, there have been efforts to clean up the radioactive contamination on the islands and protect the local environment and wildlife. The Russian government has established a nuclear waste storage facility on the islands to store the contaminated soil and debris, and a program of environmental monitoring is in place to assess the ongoing impact of the nuclear testing on the islands. Today, Novaya Zemlya serves as a reminder of the dangers of nuclear weapons and the importance of nuclear disarmament. The ongoing efforts to clean up the radioactive contamination on the islands and protect the local environment and wildlife are a testament to the resilience of the people and the ecosystem in the face of such devastating environmental damage.